Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hello and welcome to Outsource for Success. My name is Kristy Smith, and today we're going to be talking about why preparation and training are essential for successful outsourcing. A successful outsourcing strategy can provide benefits and cost savings for your company. Process improvements, expanded talent pools, and improved focus on core business, just to name a few. However, the risks in an unsuccessful arrangement can actually compromise those anticipated benefits and cause real problems in your business later on down the track. So how do you minimize those risks? First, don't expect miracles at the beginning, and second, prepare to succeed from the very start. Now, we've talked about policies and procedures and how important they are to the running of your business. Because it's critical to the preparation and making sure the success of your outsourcing, we're just going to cover it a little bit, although I do cover this further in another episode of Outsource for Success. Just briefly though, some of the things that you really need to consider when putting policies and procedures together are make them simple. It's really important that when you're using outsourced resources, you make your policies and procedures really simple to follow. So go through them step by step, as though you've never seen the business before and you have no idea what it's all about. Think of it from the other person's point of view. Are they going to be able to step through that process easily, and are they going to understand it the way that you intend to tell it? So another really good way of simplifying your processes is having a look at screen recording tools and actually creating training videos out of the tasks that you want people to do for you. And this is a really good way because what it allows you to do is show somebody as you do that task yourself. So there's no misinterpretation of what you're wanting them to do. They're watching it as you're physically doing it. And it just means that you're not sitting down laboriously writing those policies and procedures for them. You're actually able to present that to them in a video format. And I think the final thing that is really important around policies and procedures is have them given or placed in an area that is easy for your resource to actually access them. So using something like Google Sites is a really good way, or a project management tool that allows them to refer back to that process and that video, and it doesn't get lost in email. Means that also if you change resources down the track, you've got a database of that task and videos or processes that you can actually send to somebody else. Now, just covering very quickly why using video as your training tool, I think, is one of the most successful ways to train and prepare somebody to work in your business. We've touched very briefly on the fact that, these resources allow you to show somebody in real time what you're doing for them, but it also creates that sense of, doing something in less time. So a lot of the overwhelm with businesses comes from feeling like they have to put in so much more work and so much more effort in creating processes for people to take over that half the time they decide just to keep doing it themselves because they're worried that it's going to take more time. If you actually record what you do as you're doing it, number one, there's no extra time. You're doing it as you're doing it. And number two, it's there for you to keep for the future for when you then want to scale and grow your business. So it's a really, really important tool. Some of the tools that we can use, ScreenFlow, Jing is a free one. You can record up to 5 minutes worth of video free. Snagit, which is one that I use that I find to be really robust. It really allows you to record as much video as you like. It sits on your screen whenever you need to use it. You just click on the button and record. And then ScreenFlow, if you're on a Mac, is a really good one. And then one of the things that I use is a video library, which is Screencast. And I like Screencast because it allows you to store all of your videos in it. You can upload everything from all of the other tools into Screencast, and that allows you to share a link. So rather than sending somebody a full video that they then need to download, and maybe they don't have the capacity to actually download that based on their computer capacity, it allows you to send them a link and then they can view the video very simply. So that's probably, the greatest tips on using and creating using tools and creating processes to really form that successful preparation before you bring somebody on board. So I want to talk now about the first 4 weeks. And this always makes me smile because I think about the first 4 weeks as a new relationship. So I know when I first met my husband, that was 15 or so years ago. When I first met my husband, he worked really hard at impressing me, flowers, dinners. He worked really hard at nurturing the early stages of that relationship. Not only that, but also helping me to understand what his expectations were around the relationship, what his, nuances were, what he liked, how he communicated. So that first 4 weeks was a really critical stage, because I think if he hadn't gone to all that trouble to, woo me or to guide me and show me what he expected, then I probably would have walked away very early in the piece. Or perhaps if I hadn't actually taken on board what he was trying to show me, then he might have walked away too. So think of outsourcing in the same way, that the first 4 weeks is really that, nurturing of a new relationship. You're showing someone and guiding them around what you want them to do, but you're giving them that space to really let that soak in the first 4 weeks. You need to induct them into your business. You need to show them, how you do things, and give them the time to both make mistakes and succeed, because making mistakes actually shows you what they need help with. So one of the things that I find really, really important at this point is setting the expectations. So really, being prepared is the first part of it, but also investing your time is really critical at this stage. A lot of businesses that I know tend to start their business journey and their outsourcing journey with bringing somebody on board when they're completely overwhelmed. They are in such a state of overwhelm that they bring somebody on, they give them one task, and then they completely forget about them. The problem here is that you've got somebody who's ready and willing to work and learn and be a part of your business, and you've just basically told them that you don't care. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember some of the businesses that I worked in very early in my career, and the ones that stick with me now and the ones that I had the happiest feelings from were the ones that took the time to actually tell me that they cared. The ones that inducted me into the business for the first 2 weeks. I did no work but learn about the business, and they invested their time in showing me that. So I think it's really important as a business owner, when you're actually bringing in a new resource into your business, you invest the time and show them that you care. If you don't, then you're setting yourself up for failure, because you're really not giving them everything that they need to succeed. So we don't always get it right the first time. And boy, I can tell you many times where I haven't got it right, particularly when you're hiring people and we're dealing with, the nuances of people and how they learn, and us having to learn in that same way. I guess the mistakes that I've made in hiring have given me a sense around when to know when it's time to let go. And there's nothing wrong with actually deciding that it's not working. In fact, you're better off deciding that it's not working from a very early stage than actually stringing it out and hoping that someday it will. The thing is this though, you shouldn't ever make a decision that it's not working after such a short period of time and without actually doing a few things. The first thing that you really need to do is really do your part in this and make sure that you have done everything possible to help them succeed in the first place. Have you invested enough time in making sure that they understand what you want them to do? Have you actually given them the benefit of the doubt when they've told you that they don't understand something, and actually sat down and listened to them, or provided them with constructive feedback? You know, a lot of the time it's a simple conversation that can...
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.